morning, I crawled out of my bed. My back was really aching. My eyes were cherry red. It's just the morning after. I don't remember who was here. I'll eat a slice of that cold pizza and wash it down with warm beer. I got that not so fresh feeling from my head down to my toes. I think I had a good time. Heaven only knows. It's just the morning after. Lord, it's funky up in here. Help me now, yeah. I'll eat a slice of cold pizza and wash it down with warm beer. Yeah, you got it now, hey.
Yeah, you got it now. Hey, welcome to the Morning After with JP and Big Joe. My name is JP right over there, as always. Big Joe, how you doing, Big Joe?
Oh, hey, I didn't see you there. Hey, I'm good. How are you today?
Doing very good. Thank you for asking. Folks, there's a massive storm going on in the Bay Area. Big Joe, you told me that you just got your internet and your phone back just recently, right?
Yeah, honestly, I don't know what's going on in the Bay Area, but I'm near there. But yeah, there's a big storm and like internet, cell phones, it was all down.
Wow. Well, I'm glad that the storm didn't make you float away, on your mattress like I see sometimes. Some of these storms get out of hand. I'm glad you're still with us, Joe, and I can see you, I can hear you, and I'm glad you're safe.
Oh, dope. I was getting a little worried there for a second. I thought that was going to cause a problem.
Yeah, what's your, I know you guys get a lot of fires up there, and I'm sure you've got a protocol in place for when the fire gets too close, but do you have a plan when the water gets too close?
So, you know what? No, we don't. And the bad thing is the fires are bad because it doesn't rain enough, so everyone's sitting here saying that it's good, but then the ground's not used to taking it in, and then it just becomes too much, and then everything's flooding. People still drive like maniacs up here in the Sacramento or up in the hills, so no, I don't have anywhere to go,
Do you have a boat?
I wouldn't know what to do.
You got a little boat you can sit in? No?
I do not.
I feel like you could make one though,
I definitely tried to one time and that did not work out at all.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait, tell me about that. When did you try to make a boat and how did it work?
It was back in the drinking days, and I get these ideas, and then I invest all this time and all this money, and it just kind of really just was a passion project that only lasted for about 6 hours in the middle of the night. I don't remember it. I just know my credit card companies were pretty happy with me because I racked all my credit cards.
Okay,
racked up big old bills.
I need more. What made you want to build a boat, and why, and what did you end up buying to build a boat, and why did you give up after just 6 hours?
Like I said, it was in my drinking days. I'm also pretty I'm really ADHD, so I get these moments of just wanting to shoot, I just lost the word, impulse buy.
Okay.
So yeah. I was just trying to have a fun time, and I just wanted to show you guys my cool boat, and it didn't happen.
And what, you were buying materials to build the boat? Is that what you spent your money on?
I got a stack of wood and a pile of screws, and that's all I got.
Well, you got farther than most people would get. Usually, I've never thought about building a boat, but if I did, I wouldn't even know what to buy. You got some screws. You bought some screws.
I think you just got to ask your iPhone. Hey Siri, what do I need to build a boat?
Can you do that? Do you have Siri on your phone?
I do, and I'm glad it just didn't go off.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm kind of curious as to what Siri would say. Can you do that, or are you using your phone for the broadcast?
I am using my phone. My
Okay,
internet's
let's
not
not do
reliable
that.
up here, so I have to use my
Fair
phone for
enough.
the broadcast.
Fair enough. And I don't have Siri on my phone. I've turned that off. I have an iPhone, but I don't have the
Hmm.
Siri. Is that weird? Is it like paranoid, or is it just stupid being paranoid about that kind of stuff at this point, considering Apple pretty much has all your information anyway?
If Apple doesn't, somebody else does, or somebody else who had it sold it to Apple.
Oh, fuck, you're right. Well, now Apple does that thing where you can ask the apps not to track your
Oh yeah.
activity. Why isn't that the fucking default setting? Like, if you want apps to track your activity, you should have to turn that setting on.
Well, you don't necessarily want it, but some people don't care, so they assume if they have it on. Now I'm assuming what Big Brother Apple thinks, and because all those big corporations, they're just trying to sell us stuff, especially now in the pandemic, like, and just where the children are with looking at their phones, like more now than ever have we ever been looking at our phones. And I've been talking about this before, that I'm trying to spend time and dedicate time to not looking at my phone. And I'll tell you, I got home from work yesterday and my internet was down, my phone was down, and it fucking drove me crazy. I grabbed my
Wow.
phone like 10 times wanting to look something up, or like I saw boxes in my garage from when I moved up here. And I'm going through my DVDs, and then I'm like pulling out all my DVDs to watch a movie. And I realized I don't even have a DVD player anymore.
Oof. Wow. You don't have a PlayStation lying around you can plug in?
Mm-mm.
Oh man. Yeah.
Yeah, I have a Switch, and all that does is play little chips, and it has Hulu.
Yeah, but you need the internet for that.
Exactly. And I come up with another great idea, going like, well, maybe if I do this, fuck, I need the internet for that. Or let me just play the games that I downloaded onto my Switch. Let's play some Mario like 64, and then you try to do it, and like, you need the internet to play this. I'm like, what the flip
Oh,
mode squad?
fuck.
So yeah,
Oh,
but I've been really wanting to have a vacation and a getaway. I want to get like an Airbnb or a cabin somewhere where there is no signal, to where you're forced into situations like that. Like, I've been making bets with Jaden, when we go out and do things, and we put our phones down and we put money on the table, and then whoever touches their phone first goes to go pick it up, loses. So I've just
I
been
love that.
trying. It was something that I've seen for like people, like if you go out to dinner with a group of friends, you
Mhm.
all put your phone down on the table, and then whoever picks up their phone first pays the tab.
I love that. Um yeah, I think cuz it's when I go out to eat, I try to make a point to not pick up my phone like at all, especially when I'm at a restaurant. But like,
Hmm.
sometimes Laura will go to the bathroom or something, and then I'll pick up my phone. I'm alone because, guy, I can't just sit there alone. I need to look at something, I
Right.
guess. So I'll look at my phone, and then even sometimes if I notice she picked up her phone to look at something, like, oh, well, that gives me the right to look at my phone. So here I am looking at my phone, and now we're both
I do
looking
all
at
the
our
same
phones.
things.
Yeah, I don't know, man. And we have a Laura bought about a year ago. She bought like a little. It's like a little. I don't know what to call it. What the hell is it? I'll call it a small basket. I don't know what the hell to call this thing. It's a small basket, but it says on here, like, basically place your phones in here. It's for like the dinner table. You place your phones in there, and then it encourages you to not touch your phones. I don't think any of us have put our phones in that thing once. I think it's got like scissors and pens and like some mail in there.
It's a catch-it-all
Uh,
now. I love it.
yeah, it's a catch it all. But that doesn't mean we shouldn't have something like that. We shouldn't be looking at our phones all the time, like you said. Shout out to everybody. Hey folks, welcome to the morning after with JP and Big Joe. I think shout out to all you guys watching on your phones right now. Sorry about
Right?
that.
Don't do that. Turn your phones off.
I really appreciate it. You know, I didn't welcome everyone, so I do want to say welcome. Thanks, guys, for watching. Thank you for watching the live broadcast. Always check us out after the fact on YouTube. We've got a great archive of old episodes. Check out last week's episode with Nick Gomez. Boy, that was a marathon. I got it written down here. It was 2 hours, 38 minutes, and 58 seconds. Joe, that's got to be our longest episode.
I would say so. I would say the longest we've been is like an hour and a half.
Yeah, I like a long episode. I feel like we can really get into the mind of our guest. I think Jake Nunn was around for a while when we had him on the show. I think that was a longer episode. And then after the episode, I texted him to say thanks for coming on, and he was like, "Hey man, sorry I was talking so much." And I was like, "No man, that's that's the whole point of the show. Please talk to us." But
you know what's even funny too is we'll sometimes go on and chat with each other after the show in this same window format.
Yeah.
You know, and going like, man, we should have just kept broadcasting.
Yeah.
This is we start joking or talking about different jokes, you know, and the guests will stay on or come back in because they're in the waiting room.
I like when they do that. I like when after they sign off, sometimes they'll sit in the waiting room and just kind of watch the rest of the show, and it feels nice, like they're still here. Like Vic did it with us. I'd love to do it with Vic. Vic Stone a few weeks ago when we had him on the show hung around for the rest of the broadcast, and as you said, when we went off the air, the three of us were chatting here in this little window, and I was thinking, man, I wish we got this on the air. We had a great conversation off the air. Sorry everyone. I guess we got to get Vic back on this show and
I would say so, man. I mean, he's a funny guy.
Yeah. He is a funny guy. I think the guy deserves his own segment. So we'll talk to Vic about that. Good times. Anyway, last week we had Nick Gomez on the show. It was a good time, and we need to have him on again because honestly, I don't think we really even scratched the surface. There were so many things we could have talked about, but we didn't. So one of these days we'll have him back on the show for another 2.5 hours. What do you say?
I like it.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of good times. We talked about the good times. Not so much the bad times. There weren't many bad times. But
there weren't?
You know. Yeah, you know, there are, but nobody wants to hear about that stuff.
Oh, yeah. You know, I mean, I'd say that there were more good times, and the scene was so short-lived.
Yeah.
You know, I mean...
absolutely. Yeah. And when it comes to the bad times, there weren't many. I blame all of them on myself. You know what I mean? I was, you know, I posted about this recently. I wasn't the best bandmate to be, or to have, rather, in, you know, when I was in Zombie Holocaust. Plenty of embarrassing moments that I'm fully responsible for. You know, so I look back on the bad times of the last 11 years being in Zombie Holocaust and could pretty much blame myself for every single thing that didn't come out perfectly, you know.
I can't think of one bad moment with you in the band.
Oh, I love it. Yeah. You too, but I'm sure you had some bad times too. I can't think of any bad moments besides the time you slapped me on the face on stage. aside from that, I can't think of any bad times.
I had a gig before you came into the band where I got too drunk and blacked out, and
that was at Berkeley Telegraph, right?
Yep.
I was at that show. Yeah, I wasn't in the band, but I watched you at the bar holding court. I was like, what a cool guy, man. He's just fucking. There's hella people around him. He's fucking. You know, he's talking to this guy. He's pointing at the bartender. He's this and that. Like, he just seems like a cool guy. But I had no idea that you were setting yourself up for a epically bad, blacked out, drunk night.
You know, I mean, it's kind of funny too because everyone was like, "It was awesome." What was really upsetting for me was I went in there drinking like I was playing with Fog of War. I knew all the stuff to where yes, I could do, and I have been doing that for years. I blacked out,
Mm-hmm.
And the zombie stuff, I think when I realized, halfway through, I don't know the zombie stuff, or at the time didn't know the zombie stuff like the back of my hand. So yeah, there's a bass part where that comes up and it's just bass, and I'm sitting there like, all right, what do we do? And I'm like, oh shit, I'm supposed to be playing, and it was embarrassing. But my favorite part was is that it was on this rise, and
Mm-hmm.
above us there was these wires, and I'm a tall guy, I'm 6'6", so being rised up, like normal people wouldn't hit these wires. But I
Right.
remember I came up and I was trying to be flashy with my bass guitar, and I bring it straight up and I bring it into the air, and I do the classic playing in the air, right? Well, I come back down to my tuning pegs on my bass, got tangled up in the wires, and my hands came down with my bass. They levitated in the air. And I was just hammered, just like, why? What is going on? And then I had to,
Oh
like,
lordy.
confusingly, it was just embarrassing. And everyone thought it was rock and roll, and everyone thought it was cool. And we've touched on that too, the romanticizing of being a sloppy drunk, to where like I was embarrassed and ashamed, and everyone's like, that was so rock. And that kind of co-signed my shitty behavior for a little bit longer, instead of going like, damn, maybe I shouldn't drink like that before I perform for people who spend their money. But
Oh.
that's kind of how the scene was, or at least how I thought the scene in my head was. And I don't know, man. It was. I don't regret it, but I definitely learned from it.
Yeah, well, we've talked about it before. You're spot on about the romanticizing alcohol thing. I actually, like I said, I was at that show. I don't remember your bass getting caught up in the wires, but as a audience member, that's to say, me listening to your story right now, I'm thinking, oh, that's fucking cool, man. It's
I
it
thought it was
sounds
cool too.
yeah, it sounds rock and roll, but I totally know what you mean. It's like I was actually, you're like I was actually a complete mess in that moment. It wasn't very rock and roll at all.
But it's just now it's just a bad story turned good, I guess, through time. And it was just something that happened.
Yeah, I want to say, congratulations. I know you recently hit 3 years of no beers. That's really big. Um, it's fucking it's bigger than big. I don't think people understand the the gravity of what that is, man. But congratulations on that. Now we can look back fondly at the past, or not fondly, but I don't know. A story like, see, whenever I'm embarrassed about my drunk activities and my past, and being drunk and getting on stage and just partying and living that lifestyle. But like, I'll say this to Laura, and like, yeah, but Laura's like, yeah, but that's cool though, because you got to do it. I'm like, yeah, I got to. Anyone could do it. Like, I don't feel like it's an achievement, you know. But she's like, well, you experienced it, and now it's behind you, so that's good. I'm like, yeah, that's true. Would it be better if I never took a sip of alcohol ever? Is the experience worth the bodily damage? Is my question, Joe?
Ooh, that's hard. Of course, like, because I've experienced and still do experience certain health issues from the damage that I've done through from the constant abuse that I put my
Mm-hmm.
body through. Um, Violation Wound has a song called "Abuse, Abuse, Abuse," and that's kind of what we were talking about there. But I don't know. It was fun. I thought it was cool. But I look back at it fondly because, and I don't hide from it. At least I'm glad I got to walk away from it, because one, some people don't walk away from it. I know this kid who used to work for me, just passed away. And that's all the information I'm gonna give on that. But just like last week, I got this news, and he was a young man, and he worked with me at the Pirate in the Bay Area in
Mm-hmm.
Benicia. And yeah, he didn't get to walk away from those quote unquote adventures. Some of us don't make it back to the world of sanity.
Yeah.
And I still talk about it, because one, it's still fun, but two, if you did know me or you hear my stories, that like, yeah, man, you can fucking change your shit. There's a saying that I don't really use that often, but we do recover. To, yeah, maybe if somebody this one guy, I can't remember who it is. He was a Castro Valley guy. I posted on my Facebook that I had 3 years, and goes, "Cheers, I'll drink to that." I'm like, okay, cool. Like that's fucking dope. Like one of the dudes I'd be fucking drinking with. But my point is I want to be an example of like, hey man, you can fucking change your shit too. Like if you wanted to. There was a long time I didn't want to, or I thought I didn't want to. So, I'd like to, I don't pretend like it didn't happen. I'm glad I did, so I could help those or help others who enjoy the same things I enjoy and then want to change their lives and live a little longer. Who knows? I don't know if maybe I'll get washed away this afternoon and then it was all for naught, but I got to do it sober.
Well, if you had just followed through with that boat, you wouldn't be at risk right now. But hey, we all have regrets.
Right. I agree with that.
Yeah. I did see that. I'll drink to that comment. I got a chuckle out of that. That was funny.
I thought it was pretty rock and roll.
And especially coming from who it came from, I'm like, yeah, it's
he probably did. I'm
would.
like, you better have 20 for me, man. Like, I dig it.
Yeah, that was good. So, anyways, congratulations on that. On the milestone. It is a big fucking deal. Yeah.
And
man.
you're about 6 months ahead of me too, huh?
I don't think I'm that far. July is my 3 years. July will be my, 3 or 4 months. Yeah, we're clean, man. We're clean. Feels good. And what Nick talked about last week was important too. Just the way your body will feel after just a short time off the alcohol. Really, you can really feel a difference. And I do want to stress that I feel a difference. I feel great.
I never got to know the ridiculous Nicholas that closely. I wasn't in a band with him yet. I saw him like in his band, like I partied with him and stuff like that. But I wasn't spending time with the ZH camp like how I do. I don't want to necessarily say today, but how I did the past 10 years. Like Nick's got to be 12 years sober. He's over 10 years sober.
Yeah, definitely. Wow, that's huge.
Because he was sober when I joined.
Same here. Yeah. Wow. Okay. Yeah. So, hey, one day that'll be us, big dog.
Right.
Ooh, we got some comments here. Coach Lore's on the broadcast. I tried to make a boat too. We found an old boat and patched it up, built a shitty sail on it, painted it, and we thought we could get to Cuba in it. It did not work. Oh, now that's from, of course, Veracruz, Mexico, not from the United States. That'd be quite a ride. It didn't work. I wonder how far they got, or if they even attempted to sail off. I hope they didn't try, because, come on, it's dangerous out there. You don't fuck with the ocean. It's crazy. Yeah, I didn't know this. You need internet to play Mario 64. What is that? Is that available now? Can I get Mario 64 right now on my Switch?
Yeah, so I don't know if you could buy the game on its own, but I would say it came out this time last year as a 3-pack. It's Mario 64, whatever was on the GameCube game, Mario, and then Mario Galaxy, which was on the Game
Wii?
Boy.
Wii
before
Wii U,
the Switch.
Oh, the
Wii U.
Oh, the Wii U.
It was the Cube. It was the N64, the Cube game, and the Nintendo Wii U.
I'm now
so
remembering
it's a 3-pack.
that 3. Yeah, I remember that now. I think I got it confused because I think they were going to add some 64 games or something to the subscription library if you pay. Anyway,
oh, that'd be fun. Now, some of those games work. I haven't tried all of them.
Okay.
I played Tetris Attack a little bit last night.
Ooh, I think I'm about due to get my ass whooped in Tetris Attack by you. It's been a while. Yeah. Yeah, you're good at that.
I know Jeremy Powers said he's been practicing, so.
For real?
Yeah.
Oh man. Well, we gotta get down on that. I'm not very good at the game. I want to be. let's see here. Got some questions. Coach Laura's here. This is okay. This is a lot. Okay, why did you choose the instrument you play? If you could not choose music, what other profession would you choose? Do you hear that, Joe? What made you choose bass?
I chose bass because all my friends were playing guitar.
Thank you. Thank God for people like you. No, seriously, you know how often we're all looking for bass players? There's none of you guys.
I always feel that way with drummers. You know, like you got a one Dan Souza that's in like 30 bands.
That's it.
Matt O'Connell's in a couple bands.
Yeah.
And it's hard to find them, even though I'm in a band with Matt O'Connell and Chris Reifert, which are two drummers. Like I'm in a band that's hard to take direction from sometimes, like I'm a bass player in a band with two drummers.
Wow.
Fuck.
I didn't think about. I often forget Chris Reifert's a drummer.
Mm-hmm.
He's one of the legendary death metal drummers. But I somehow keep forgetting because I've seen Violation Wound so many times, Wow, that's right. You're a bass player in a band with two drummers, and then everyone sucks at guitar. That's a joke.
Okay, yeah, fuck guitar players.
that was not the reaction I was hoping for. Just dead silence.
You caught me off guard. I was like,
yeah.
I had that little window of the Apple button that was spinning in my head, like.
Oh my God, that's not true. Yeah, that kind of mean joke. It's not normally in my arsenal. It felt a little weird coming out. I'm sorry about that.
Good old guitar players.
Yeah.
No,
I don't do roasts.
Right. There you go.
What were you going to say there?
Some people like to get roasted, because that's their humor. They like to roast others. And I don't know. I feel like people sometimes who like to roast other people, that's how they make themselves feel better.
Oh, yeah.
Is by pointing out people's flaws.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It does feel good every once in a while to point out someone's flaws. I'll admit it.
Right?
I'm not proud of it. When you point out someone's flaws, makes you feel like better than them, right? Feels pretty good.
Right?
Yeah. That's all I got.
I've done it, I get it.
Yeah, we try to be nice here, and like I said, I wasn't a nice thing I just said, and it was a joke. I didn't mean it. But I'm just awkwardly...
There's worse jokes going on out there. I think you're good in my book.
Okay. Well, that makes me feel good. I'm just awkwardly rearranging stuff on my desk now because I don't know where to look because I feel bad.
Stacking papers.
Yeah. Anyway, to sum up, that's not true, and it was a joke. Moving on. Halloween's coming up. We got all this spooky shit going on here. I got some new lighting here in my room. I plan on dressing up as a bush again, as I did last year, and scaring passers-by in my neighborhood. It's one of my favorite things to do. And I'm going to do it again. I don't even have a costume this year. I'm just going to do the ghillie suit. I'm just going to do the bush suit again. Mostly for budgetary reasons. I don't have any money. So I'm just going to go reuse the same costume that I did last year. And
it's a good costume.
It was good, and I'm going to go for it again. I like to scare people, Joe. The big day's coming up. It's on a Sunday. We'll have an episode the day after. But you're out in the sticks. I mean, are you even going to get any trick-or-treaters?
Definitely not. Absolutely not one.
Does that bum you out a little bit, or do you feel like a weight sort of lifted off your shoulders, like there's a lot less responsibility?
To be honest, a little bit of both. A weight lifted off my shoulders because, I don't have to go stock up for candy and to decorate and all that stuff. But to get to my property, there's a really busy, fast road. It's not busy. It's just fast. And there's not a lot of sidewalk. So it's dangerous for people to be walking around.
Yeah.
And where I was before that, we did not get one on Halloween when I was in Benicia at in my condo,
Really?
where, where I was located. We did not get one.
Hmm.
You know, so
That's
and then
surprising.
I would always leave for Halloween too. Either I wouldn't be home, or if I was home, like we would go up to the rich people's houses because they always gave out good candy. And then eventually, all of Benicia started doing that, going up into the hills.
Oh. That's funny. So no one was in your neighborhood. They were in the better neighborhoods.
Yeah, and just pretty much. I mean, that's where I mean, like all the cops would be out there. All I mean, just it was hard to find. It was always a big deal. You know, and that was always fun because I would get there and I got to do it 1 year sober, but I'd always get out there and we'd go with a bunch of parents and stuff from school, and I'd be having an ice chest in the van, and we'd just trying to get everyone drunk and walking around with the kids for hours. And I don't know if I could do that sober, so I'm glad that I'm glad I moved on, but I miss it. It was a lot of fun. And just how it was a good example of how Halloween should be. What it was like for me as a kid. I grew up on a court, um, and we did things, and I don't know. We would have busy times, and just as I got older, just people stopped coming through, probably because they were going to the good houses.
Did you have like block parties on your court back in the day, like a classic American neighborhood?
Yeah, no, we had some of those relationships. We had two, if not more, a year, but always at least two for Memorial Day and Labor Day, and there was the opening and closing of the court pool party because our
Oh,
neighbors had a pool, and they would have a
so cute.
massive barbecue, and there'd be an epic horseshoe tournament, and we would all go there. But we all just, I mean, the court was awesome. I mean, just being able to walk down the street because it was a very long court. So you saw a car coming from miles. Like we used to play hockey in it, we'd play basketball, and there was kids on the street. So I was pretty lucky with, you know, the
You're so
neighbors that I had.
American.
If there was an ish, yeah, it was, um,
Yeah.
if someone broke into your shit, one of your neighbors saw it, and was up in their face, and uh, yeah, no, it was pretty awesome. And then that kind of came to an end. One of the people that always put it on, um, he passed away, and I think the year after that we did the closing of the court party, and that was it. It
Oh, sad.
was sad, but it was fun
Sad.
times. A lot of people would come through.
Yeah. Yeah. Woot Halloween. Yeah, Shazbot's. I don't know if you've looked at Shazbot's house. I saw it on Instagram. Quite a Halloween setup. It looks very nice.
I
Decorating
got
is
to
half the fun.
It is. I got to check it out right before I came on because that's when everything I did one last check of what was working because my internet's still not working, but my phone is starting to work. So
Oh, okay.
I
Okay.
was able to get on and check and just I rebooted my phone, check the Instagram, see if everything's loading,
Yeah.
and it was, and I saw that on my feed.
We've got Nick Gomez is in the house. Hello, Nick.
Oi, oi.
Uh, there is always full-size candy bars in the neighborhood of Columbia and Castor Valley. Now, this is true. I grew up in Castor Valley, and if you go up into the hills, there
See,
is I don't know what it's called. I guess you could call it like a housing development, or it's basically a small town inside Castro Valley where it's up in the hills. It's nothing but minimum two-story houses, and everything is nice up there, and everyone up there is presumed to have a lot of money. So basically, what you said about you'd go up to the rich people's neighborhood, that's what Castro Valley did. Everyone went up to Columbia,
hmm
and Columbia was so packed with people. And yes, you'd always get some good candy. Um, yeah, fuck man, being a kid was fun, but I kind of like this. I kind of like this side of Halloween, being an adult and sort of being able to do what I want. I don't even fucking eat candy anymore. I mean, I do, but I don't know. Halloween's fun. It used to be cool, but I think I prefer it more as an adult. I don't know. I feel like I'm more in control. I can decorate the house, and I can I can give kids the candy that I want to give, which is razor blade infused weed candy.
Yeah, that sounds really inexpensive.
Yeah, yeah. Who are these rich? Who are these rich people that are giving out weed edibles every
Right?
Halloween? And where can I find this neighborhood?
I don't
Yeah,
know.
these are
I just was
expensive.
never really that friendly with my drugs or alcohol. Like if you're my homie, yeah, I'll give you a beer.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't just be passing it out. Like I don't know. Like that's for me.
Every year, this around it starts to happen earlier and earlier, like Christmas. But every year, the news stories come out and they say you got to watch your kids' candy because there's going to be fucking needles and and weed, cannabis in there. Who's giving away cannabis anything? Nobody is. It's expensive. No one's doing that. But they still come out these seriously. Does anyone, and I don't mean to, does anyone know anybody that ever got something other than candy on Halloween? I'm not talking about Bible packets or a box of raisins. I'm talking about, has anybody gotten anything dangerous? And I'm not talking about I read a story online. Does anyone fucking know anybody that actually got something dangerous on Halloween? No.
So I do know of a story that was close to me,
Okay, we'll count it. What
but
is
didn't
it?
affect my camp.
All
But
right,
there
we'll count
was
it.
there was this teacher in Benicia
Mm-hmm.
that went to now thinking about it, I think it's a holiday potluck. It wasn't a Halloween potluck.
Okay.
But she went to a teacher party with families included, and it brought a potluck. And she brought two plates that were infused and cooked with edibles, and didn't tell anybody. So like the parents and the kids ate it, and like the kids started freaking out, and like not everybody. So out of the
How
30
old
people,
are these
maybe like
kids? How old are
the
these
I have
kids?
no idea. I read about this in the paper, and the reason
Okay.
why I feel like it qualifies is because this family, the lady, the teacher,
Mm-hmm.
did come into the restaurant often. She was a regular customer over the years, so
Wow.
like I knew this lady through my restaurant. And so they went to the hospital because the kids started freaking out. But I mean, she was a middle school teacher, I believe. Um, so they weren't like. So, anyways, who knows though? Could have been way younger. I mean, it was family invited. So, I mean, if you had like a high schooler or a middle schooler, and then little Johnny was in the fifth grade, or fourth grade, I mean, who knows? So, yeah, some kids had to go to the hospital because they got high and didn't realize it. And then yeah, she did some time for that, and got in trouble
Wow.
for it.
Yeah. Okay. She actually went
Got
to
got let
jail.
go. Yeah,
Whoa.
I didn't
Jail.
see her come into the restaurant after that.
Wow. See,
She seemed like a nice lady too.
fifth graders. That's where I draw the line. Okay. Anyone in fifth grade or below shouldn't be seeing the devil via edibles. Sixth grade's okay. They're gonna have to experiment with that stuff soon. Anyway, yeah, they're growing up. Fifth grade is where I draw the line. Nope, bad deal. Bad deal. Now the line varies. You may have a different line than me, and that's fair. That's America. I understand that.
And this is America,
Home
you
of the
and me,
free.
baby.
THC. This is America.
Mm,
Um, that was good, right?
I like that one.
What do we got? Fun fact: the only kid that was killed from shady candy on Halloween was poisoned by their own parent. Whoa! If you have a link to a news story on that, I would love to read that. There it is.
Were they planning on giving it out to somebody else, and then the kids got into it? That classic, like, hey, look at this on the counter, let's eat it. And the next thing you know, it's like, why is Johnny fucking licking the ground? Like, oh, he got into the LSD Snickers.
Oh man. Oh man, I wish I can't click on this damn link. Dominique, pull up this this article Was a candy man kills son.
What a poor guy. I laughed at that. I'm sorry. Someone died.
It was funny because that's literally what the link says. Here we got. Oh, this is an old story. Okay, this is from 1974.
74.
Yeah,
the 70s people were a little bit dumber.
yeah, it's true. It's true. Let's check out this story here. Let's see here. Okay, there's the guy. Happened in Texas. Ronald Clark O'Brien convicted of killing his 8-year-old son Timothy on Halloween with potassium cyanide laced pixie sticks in order to claim life insurance money. Oh.
So that was on purpose.
Yeah, it seems that way.
So he tried to kill his kid. It wasn't an accident.
Yes.
Damn.
Yes.
To get the money.
Ronald Clark O'Brien is today remembered as, quote, the man who killed Halloween. He earned the nickname by murder. He earned the nickname as well as another, the Candy Man, by murdering his own son, Timothy, with a cyanide-laced treat. Wow.
So this is where all the fear comes from. Is this guy?
Oh, there's a picture.
Like,
of Timothy.
let your parents check your candy, so that guy might come back and fucking poison you too.
See, it happened once. It can happen again.
He's gonna get out and do it again.
Pixie sticks were 5 cents for 5 sticks back in the day. Let's see here. Back at their home in Deer Park, Texas, O'Brien told his children they could each have a treat before bedtime. Timothy chose the pixie sticks, but he stopped after the first taste, saying it was bitter. Oh, this is bad. Oh, man, I don't even want to finish reading this. This is bad. Oh. An autopsy found enough cyanide in the boy's body to kill 3 grown men.
Damn, and he only ate a little bit of it. That whole packet was just, it wasn't even mixed in with the pixie stick. It was just replaced full thing of cyanide, probably.
How about this? Police became suspicious of O'Brien's story, especially after he offered his version of how he came into possession of the deadly treats. He said that he rang the doorbell at the dark house and a man thrust the 5 pixie sticks at him. He said he saw nothing but, quote, a hairy arm. So he just blamed one of his neighbors, which is hilarious.
It's the scary bitch next door. That lady's got this hairy arm. It has to be her.
So I guess he was, yeah, it says, okay, yeah, they started looking into his past and found that he was about $100,000 in debt, had lost his house, on the verge of losing his car. He was about to lose his job because his bosses had discovered he was stealing. And he had been fired 21 times in the last decade. Wow. Well, you know what? I'll go ahead and say it. This guy's a real jerk.
Yeah.
Where is he today? Good question. Okay, so he was given the death penalty on March 31, 1984. The Candyman had a last supper of steak, French fries, peas, and Boston cream pie before his execution by lethal injection. As the sentence was carried out, demonstrators in Halloween masks stood outside the prison yelling, "Trick or treat."
Damn.
That is beautiful. Trick or treat. Wow.
You sure it wasn't trick or treat, motherfucker?
Yeah, I'm sure it was. Yeah, more feeling. Say it with some bass in your voice, people. They're not like trick or treat. A kid died, people. Razor blades in Ohio this is from CNN, I guess. Thank you, Coach Lore. Razor blades in Ohio happened in 2019 while parents sorted through the candy. He cut his finger. Okay. 2013 Pennsylvania, more razors found by 12-year-old in M&M package. Scottsdale police limit houses for trick-or-treating. Limit houses? Like you can only go to so many houses? Doesn't matter if you get the
just
right
go to
house.
half the houses on the block. It cuts down the odds of you getting those raises because we don't know who's giving them out.
I suppose, but if you're in the razor blade part of town, it doesn't really matter, does it?
You're still gonna get it. It's just less razor blades.
You know, this reading of the news has sort of got me in the mood. Since we got nothing else going on, we don't have any guests. What do you say we play a quick round of Is That Really News, Joe?
Ooh, this is my favorite game.
What do you say? Let's do it.
It must be Monday if we're playing it.
It must be Monday, folks. Is that really news?
Is that
Really,
news? Folks, the game Is That Really News? Is That Really News? It's where we check out various articles on blabbermouth.net, and we, as a group, all together, we sort of decide whether or not it's news. Little hint, it's never news. It's never, ever news. All right, we're going to start out. Let's see what we got here. Let's see what we have to choose from. Let's start out with this one here on Is That Really News? We've got Steel Panther is still auditioning bass players, says Michael Starr. Now, of course, Steel Panther is the glam butt rock tribute band, I guess. I assume they're from LA. They play like 80s style glam rock, but they're all, you know, modern day folks. They're still auditioning bass players. Steel Panther singer Michael Starr. Okay, I'm gonna back up. Learn how to read. Steel Panther singer Michael Starr says the band has yet to secure an official replacement for longtime bassist Lexi Fox. It's a lot of X's in that name. Although Steel Panther played several of its recent shows with bassist named Ricky Dazzle, I love these names, Starr insists that he and his bandmates are still on the lookout for someone permanent. Now, this is a news article basically telling me that they need a bass player. Is this an ad? Or is this a news article? Or is this neither? Big Joe, what is this?
Sounds like a cry for help.
Is it concerning that no one wants to be in this fucking band? Or they just haven't found the right guy for the band? What do you think it is?
They're searching through people's birth certificates to find that perfect name.
Oh.
You know, you gotta be born with these really crazy names. And it's hard to find, man.
Yeah, exactly. For example, we got Michael Starr here, and it's got 2 R's. You don't find that often. We already talked about Lexi
rare.
Fox. There's 4 X's in that name, Lexi Fox. Ricky Dazzle. If you're in this type of band, you can't just be a regular Ricky with R-I-C-K-Y. You got to have 2 K's and an I at the end there.
I think that's Italian.
Ricky Dazzle. I don't know. Did that sound Italian?
That was good. I liked it. Makes me want to watch The Sopranos.
Yeah, it's got to feel bad if you're Ricky Dazzle, by the way, because you've played several shows now with this band, Steel Panther, and they're still like, nah, man, you're not the one.
He wasn't dazzling enough.
Yeah, and that's another thing. He even has his own name. He's got a special glam rock name. Did they give him that name, or did he come into the band with that name? And I mean, you already named him. You can't give him away. It's like when you bring a kitten home and you're like, "Whoa, I'm gonna name him Todd," and then your dad goes, "Don't name him." Oh God, you can't get rid of him now. You can't get rid of Todd. You can get rid of the kitten or the stray cat, but you can't get rid of Todd. Just like Ricky Dazzle.
Can't get rid of him because we've already named him.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
They probably gave him cyanide pixie sticks, and he's dead.
Yeah, there is one way they can get him out of the band that will definitely work. Oh man, so Wow, yeah. So this band is funny. They're a joke, I imagine. I can't take what they do
I thought they've
seriously.
been around for a while. I didn't know.
I believe they have been around for a while, but I don't believe that they take themselves too seriously. At least I hope they don't. Not that I'm judging. It's not my place to judge. But yeah, I guess nobody wants to be in this band except Ricky Dazzle. Guys, just hire Ricky Dazzle. He's right there.
He already knows. He's already ready to go.
He's done gigs. Can you imagine that, Joe? You're in this band. They got you dressed up in 80s clothes. They gave you a name, Ricky Dazzle. You've got the costume on. You fucking know all the songs. You've played several gigs with this band, and they're just like, yeah, it's not going to work, man.
Well, maybe he doesn't know the songs. Maybe he's up there chugging just the E note, just like, you know.
Oh, maybe they got a backing track, and he's just up there looking the part.
Ooh, he's just up there to be dazzling.
Ooh, well, he's definitely that. He's definitely dazzling. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say this is not news, but Joe, you always have the premier authority on this. Is this news?
I would say that's not news.
Folks, you heard it here. It's not news. Blabbermouth, come on, give us some news. Still auditioning bass players. Well, let me know when they fucking find one. Okay.
Is there
Moving
a link
on
on there too? Send your tape.
Good question. Let's check it out here. Yeah, I don't know. No, just says we're still in the audition process.
Send all your TikTok links here of you playing bass to our songs.
Hey, do you remember when Alfonso Ribeiro, who is Carlton from The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, do you remember when he went up on stage at a Steel Panther concert and started talking about how much he likes white people?
No.
Yeah, it's amazing. He went up there and he just talked about how he likes white women and how that's it. Like, he only fucks with white women. Like, I'm dead serious.
Huh.
Yeah, it was strange. I don't know what he was doing there, but
he was obviously trying to find a mommy.
Absolutely. Pull that up. Can you find that, Dominique, please? Yeah, Alfonso Ribeiro. I don't know. He just likes. He has his wife is white. He's got kids. He went up there and performed with Steel Panther. Yeah, I can't find it. I can't. What's her name? Dominique can't find it, unfortunately. Wish I could find that video. It's great. He kind of just takes over the mic and then just goes on a little rant about how he's been known to enjoy white women, and there's a whole lot of fine white women in the audience. It's pretty
And
amazing.
he gave out his phone number to the crowd, right?
Yeah. It was surprising. I just didn't. I mean,
And he didn't do the Carlton dance, guaranteed, huh?
I hope he did. It'd be a real shame if he didn't. You know, it's not that like
You know,
the
I bet
Carlton
you-
dance defines him, but you know the crowd's gonna want to see it.
I think it does.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
I think
It
he
does.
has the career to where, like, hey, do the Carlton dance, you know, or do the Fresh Prince dance, do that Will Smith thing that you always did. And he's like, I'm so much more, but then he sues a video game for them stealing his dance, saying that he created it.
Oh, that's true, right? The Fortnite. He sued Fortnite, and I don't think he won that suit either.
I don't think he won.
I was kind of rooting for him, but I didn't know the details. I just knew I liked Carlton, so I'd be like, oh, I hope he wins. But
I fucking
don't
love
know.
Carlton.
Yeah. Anyway,
We need
let's
to start a
move on.
band with him.
Well, he can dance. I don't know if he can sing. Maybe I'm sure. Yeah, I feel like he's
You can sing
musically
some Tom
trained.
Jones.
Okay, then. Well, he's a great vocalist, and like I said, he can move. He could be a frontman. You know, it's okay that he's 5'1". He could still be a frontman. Prince did it.
Right?
Yeah. Okay, Joe. What do you say we move on to the next story? I won't call it a news story because we don't know if it's news yet. And that's the whole point of this game. We're playing Is That Really News? All right, what do we got here? Let's move on. Some Kiss action here. Gene Simmons explains why he is selling his Las Vegas house only 5 months after buying it. Now, doesn't that make you just want to click, click, click?
A little bit.
doesn't that just whet your appetite for news when you read a headline like that? When you read about the headline is telling me a super rich guy is selling his house. He basically just bought it and he's selling it and he wants to tell you why. I can't wait to click on it. It better be because it's like fucking haunted or something.
Yeah, there's dead people in the basement.
All right. 5 months after buying it, he paid 10.8 for the house, and now he's asking for 14, basically 15 million. So he wants 5 million more than he bought it for. He installed new floors and ripped up wall-to-wall carpeting in some of the rooms. They printed this. They actually printed this. Like this is just a guy talk. This is just like real estate shit.
It was an investment.
Yeah, we're learning about his investment, which Gene Simmons has many of. The guy's about his paper.
Oh yeah,
you got to give him that. According to Gene, his wife and their 2 adult children never wanted to spend time in Las Vegas, preferring to stay at their family's other homes. An extensive portfolio which includes a modern lake house in Whistler, British Columbia, a home in Malibu, and 2 houses in L.A. that Gene bought for the Simmons kids, Nick and Sophie. Sophie Simmons. How cute. They're not fans of 115-degree weather. Who gives a shit? Who gives a shit? Who gives a shit? Who gives a shit?
Well, did he sell it though?
Good question. Good question. Good question. Good question. Good question. Simmons has been very vocal about his desire to leave California for some time due to wanting a quieter lifestyle and to get away from being listed on celebrity maps or having to deal with Beverly Hills tour buses. That's weird, right? That's a weird industry. The driving around people's neighborhoods, taking strangers to celebrities' houses. That's a strange industry, isn't it?
It's strange, but if there's money to be made, somebody's got to do it.
Yeah.
Gene Simmons should know that firsthand. I mean, that's why Kiss is on everything.
That's well said. Yeah, don't hate the hustle, man. He's like, I don't like these tour buses going around my neighborhood. Well, they're just trying to get $1, just like you, Gene.
Right?
Said part of the reason him and his wife put the property up for sale is because the home had become too big for the both of them since their children had grown up. Yeah. How cute. They've got their own lives, and now we've got this big house. And if I want to talk to my wife, Shannon, I've got to hit an intercom button because she's at the other end of the house. Damn, poor guy. Well, I know, I definitely feel him there. You know, when you got to talk to your family via intercom because your house is too big.
Right.
I feel sorry for the guy. I really do.
What a hard life.
What a hard life. You know what? Hey, like I said, Gene Simmons has always been about his paper, and I'm not hating on him. But this is not fucking news, is it? Like, who gives a shit about this? This is just real estate shit. A guy with a lot of money is selling his house. Who cares? Monthly. Right. Joe, you've got the premier authority on this. Is this news?
I'm going to say no. There's no dead people. The walls aren't bleeding blood.
Yes. You know how much I wanted that to happen here? I didn't want anyone to die, but I needed some good reason for him to be putting his house on the market, 5 months after buying it? What? And that's it? The whole payoff of this article is that the weather is 115 degrees and none of my family wanted to spend time in Las Vegas. That's it?
He didn't realize that going into it. Like, this is a good idea. He probably he saw the listing. No, guaranteed what happened is his realtor called him, said, hey, we got a good opportunity to put 10 grand into this house and you can make 5 mil on it. You just got to give me 10 mil. He's
about his paper, man. And then when you sell it, we'll talk about it. We'll put it on Blabbermouth. It'll be great, man. More exposure.
Guy buys it. Guy buys Gene Simmons' home.
That's the next article, and I'll be waiting for that. Blabbermouth.
It's already written up, guaranteed. Somebody already's like, dude, I've already got my articles already set up.
30 years from now, bodies will be found in that basement, all in Kiss caskets. I think we've talked about the Kiss casket on the show before. I remember being like, wow, a Kiss casket, who the fuck would buy that? And then poor Dimebag died and he got buried in the Kiss casket. I was like, well, that would answer my question right there. Now I feel stupid for making fun of it.
I could see Kiss, or I mean, Dimebag though, someone that, you know, like, but just some regular guy. I don't know. Dimebag
Right.
loved Kiss.
Dimebag made a living. He went from worshiping Ace Frehley to like making a living of playing the guitar, you know, like Ace Frehley. So I could see that. Yeah. If anyone gets a pass, it's Dime.
I feel it.
Okay. Well, Joe says it's not news. I fully agree. I think it's bullshit, personally. What else do we got here? We could do a couple more. And then we're going to check the mailbag, folks. A little tease after this. We're going to check the mailbag. The morning after mailbag. All right, what do we got here? We got a couple. I'm trying to think what's the best one. Let's see. Let's try this one. All right. Nikki Sixx's first girlfriend had no idea he ended up playing with Motley Crue. Now that's kind of interesting. Like, at first I'm thinking, it's not really news. It might be a human interest story at the very least. First girlfriend. Joe, does your first girlfriend know that you're a rock star?
Ooh, I'm not a rock star. So if she thinks I am, I think I did it right. Because she's probably, out of my ex-girlfriends, you know, all the ones out there, probably the only one I really care about her opinion. No, I don't know.
Wow.
If I tricked
really?
one of them thinking that I'm something cooler than I actually am, then playing the bass has done its job. It's paid back tenfold.
Wow. Okay.
No, but I don't think my first girlfriend even cares. I talked to her, I'd say, a year ago when she lives up here.
So, but you don't talk about how big of a rock star you are, because that's just not who you are.
Nah, I'm not a rock star. I'm just a fat guy that likes rock and roll.
I don't know, man. I think somebody out there looks at you and think that guy's a fucking rock star. It's true, man. We all see ourselves differently than other people see us.
That is true.
Wow, this is a massive. Look at this. Did they just like he's telling the story about his girlfriend? It goes on forever.
So it's him telling the story and not even the girlfriend. Like, is there any words from the girlfriend?
Wow. Not directly. They're words from the girlfriend, but delivered to us by the Nikki Sixx.
So Six was sitting there just going like, so I was talking to my first girlfriend. I ran into her at the supermarket and she was like, dang, you're dressed funny. I was like, yeah, I'm a rock star. Oh, I didn't know. That's cool. Good for you.
So,
and then he calls Blyra, hey, you'll never guess this. My first girlfriend. Oh, this is a news story. I'll put this one up before my Kiss casket story, or whoever buys Gene's house.
So Nikki Sixx's name is Frank, by the way. It's Frank.
I can see it.
Yeah.
Frank Five.
Frank Five. It's brother of John Five.
Right.
Frank Farana. It says here, blah blah blah. She's like, Frank's in a band. Blah blah blah. What band? Motley Crue. Dead silence. She goes, I had a Motley Crue album in my hand one time, and I looked at the photo, and I go, that just looks like my first boyfriend, Frank.
But that's Nikki Sixx, so it's obviously not him.
That's exactly what it says. She looked down, and it said Nikki Sixx, so she put the record down. She didn't even buy the record. That is hilarious. Yeah, this is interesting. A human interest story, perhaps. I don't know. Wow, is that Nikki Sixx? Jeez. Man. I don't think it's news. It's cute. Interesting. I don't think it's news, though. Big Joe?
I could see it's not news, but these are the kind of stories that, maybe if I was into this kind of music that I would click on at this website. This is something I'd expect to be on Blabbermouth.
Okay. Okay. So we'll
Like,
give
all
it
right,
a
that's
pass.
interesting enough.
Okay.
I mean, that's a lot of words from.
Right?
I mean, I've seen less.
Yeah. We'll give it a pass. As you said, I'm not going to call it news, but I'm not offended by this. I'm not offended by this. So we'll leave it at that. I don't know. I got one more. Should we just go right to the mailbag? What do you think?
We're not going to talk about. We're not going to read anything about the bass player from Megadeth. He's back in the news.
What did
They
he
dropped
do?
John Schaefer. I think everyone got tired of talking about him because he's in protective custody. The FBI probably reached out and like, you got to stop printing stories about this guy. We want everyone to forget about him.
Is that he is in protective custody? Is that true?
Yeah, he exchanged. I mean, now I'm not an authority, so I could be wrong, but my understanding was that he narked out hell of people for exchange for protective custody, and
yeah,
and the identity program and less time.
Okay, well, think of that. We'll let the people form their opinions about that. That is
That's hard, man, because Horror Show is one of my favorite albums.
Yeah, Horror Show was good. We've talked about Horror Show on this very broadcast, on this very show, a few times, I believe. It was a good record. There's a bunch of good Iced Earth records.
There is.
Man. Damn. And he's a snitch.
Some people just suck, JP. There's nothing we could do about it.
Yeah. Yeah. There is nothing I can do about it. Doesn't that frustrate you?
No. It kind of takes a weight off my shoulders.
I wish I was like you.
Like, man, there's nothing that I could do. One of my favorite musicians. I thought John Schaefer was hella tight.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, you know what? That fool's I'm just not even gonna worry about that guy no more. And I don't have another thought about him. I think the only thing I do is like I don't want to play his music. Like I'll give it another couple years before I put it on there.
Yeah, I haven't revisited any Iced Earth since January 6th, to be honest. And it's been a while even before then. But, yeah.
It's kind of just like listening to Pantera after Bill did that thing on stage in L.A. I'm like, fuck,
which one?
Man. Like, how can I go back and listen to any of your stuff,
Like, guy's embarrassing.
It is embarrassing. Like,
yeah.
Fuck, dude, I loved Pantera. Like, Cowboys from Hell was my jam.
Like R. Kelly.
Right?
Yeah. That's from my beautiful wife, Laura. Like R. Kelly. Although I heard her working out a couple weeks ago, and she was definitely working out to R. Kelly. So.
Was she on the treadmill running away from it?
She was doing a high intensity interval training workout in the other room. She had her headphones on, so I didn't hear any of the music, but I could hear her singing along to Remix to Ignition.
Well, I don't know what that is, but I am going to assume it's an R. Kelly song.
It's an R. Kelly song. It's possibly one of his most famous, right up there with I Believe I Can Fly.
Oh, that was R. Kelly?
Yeah, that was R. Kelly. Surprisingly, all of his stuff is still on Spotify, even though he was convicted of the crimes he was facing. His stuff is still up there on Spotify. Interesting.
Well, they talk about, the art and not the person.
Yes.
But still. I mean,
but not everyone gets that benefit, though, right?
You're right. It's not like all of us were made to read, Hitler's book in school. We learned about like what happened in World War II, but then he wrote a book, and now we're gonna read it. Like, nah, dude, fuck that book. Like,
Oh man, people love that book. I guess I don't know. I've never read it.
I don't intend to. I mean.
Yeah. What's the point? Let's move on. We're talking about Hitler now. All right, folks. Let's
I just use
let's
them
just
as an
move on.
example.
We've got a couple more. Is that really news? But we can save it for another time because there's always stuff going on blabbermouth.net. Is any of it interesting? Well, that's for you to be the judge of which to be the judge is what I meant to say. And yeah, we'll close it up.
Is that really
News? Well, folks, is that really news? Big Joe, what do you say we go over to the mailbag? It's a new segment
mail
on the
time?
show. It's mail time, baby. It's a new segment on the show for which I do not have a graphic. But the point is, basically, send us an email, morningaftertv@gmail.com. We will open that thing. We will look at it. We'll talk about it on the show if it's not too offensive. You know. Yeah. Basically, the line is otter penis.
Right.
Okay? If it's more lewd or gross or inappropriate than an otter's penis, then I won't play it on the show. We just won't do it. A few weeks ago, we got an otter's penis in the mailbox. We put it on, but it felt just a hair over the line. So I will not accept anything more offensive than an otter's penis. You can send it. I'll definitely look at it. Because I look at all the mail that gets sent to us, but I might not put it on the show. So that's just a disclaimer for everyone that wants to send stuff to morningaftertv@gmail.com. Send whatever you like. Go for it. And then we'll see if it's worth talking about on the show. So I want to thank our boy Shazbot for this week's. That last sentence was pretty funny. I don't even remember what I said. It probably sounded weird. But this one comes from our boy Shazbot. This is from something called the Balloon World Cup. Now, Big Joe, you've had a balloon before filled with helium. Or, no, just air. You pop it up into the air and it slowly floats back to the ground. Now, I'm sure you've sort of tried to keep it in the air, haven't you? At some point, see how long you kind of bounce it around, maybe bounce it to a friend, see how long
I've been
you can
known
keep that thing up.
to juggle air balloons.
Did you know
With JoE.
that there is something called the Balloon World Cup? Were you aware of this?
No, I was not aware of that.
Well, neither was I until last week. We got this in the mailbag. This is originally tweeted by one Dan Toomey. This is the Balloon World Cup. Now, I believe this might be the final. But yes, this is the grand final. We'll go ahead and maximize this. Well, let's check out the action. This is the last bit of the final of the Balloon World Cup. Let's check it out.
¡Qué manera de salvarlo, por favor!
Cuidado.
¡Al toque! ¡Francesco! ¡No me lo creo! ¡No me lo creo!
Ha llegado
They're saying,
Francesco.
I can't believe it. I
¡No
can't
creo el
believe it.
golpe! ¡No va a salvar el alemán! ¡El toque es bueno! ¡No me lo creo! ¡Qué espectáculo!
Madre mía.
Se queda en el coche, le da el retrovisor, parece Alfredo Duro conduciendo.
¡Sí, ha llegado, ha llegado!
¡No lo puedo creer! ¡Qué puntazo! ¡Continúan! ¡Francesco de la Cruz también!
¿Pero cómo puedes llegar a eso, tío?
So, obviously, the point is for the balloon to not touch the floor. There are some obstacles. As you can see, there's a car. There's an arcade cabinet. There's a massive pack of Mentos on the floor. Now, there's 2 minutes and 35 seconds left remaining in this match. I don't know what happens when time runs out, but let's finish. Let's see the thrilling conclusion.
¡Alfredo, qué locura es esta!
¿Pero qué locura es esta? ¿Cómo puede llegar a ese globo?
Francesco, que también llega a este punto, es una matada. ¡Lo ha salvado! ¡Lo ha salvado! ¡No me lo creo!
No se cansa, no se va a acabar nunca. Madre mía, el espectáculo, el mayor espectáculo del mundo.
And he gave up.
¡Lo ha matado!
Bravo.
¡Francesco!
That's a punto. He gave up. He gave up. Let's look at that last play. Red guy bops it this way. Yeah. White guy was done. Right here. You see his face. He's like, I'm not running across the other side of the car to get that. It's over. I'm throwing in the white flag. Punto. So I don't know if that was okay. I think I see now. So you score as many points as you can within the time limit, and then he who has more points wins the game. Now, Joe, what do you think about this? What country is this happening? First of all, the commentary appears to be in Spanish. What's going on here? Is this a sport? 'Cause this is pretty fucking interesting to me. Do you care about this?
You know what? This is something I'd probably end up watching, flipping through the cable channels late at night, like not being able to sleep.
Mm-hmm. Is this not ready for prime time? You think this is late night television, possibly 1 in the morning, 2 in the morning?
I'm surprised that this isn't on Adult Swim.
Just the way it is with the Spanish commentary and everything.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You remember Ninja Warrior used to be on before it was Americanized, and then they would it was a lot more goofier, and then they'd have the Japanese or the Chinese. I don't know if it was Japanese or Chinese the commentary, but it was never before it became an actual good show, or like they would. That was the fun of it. You were sitting there listening to the commentary in another language, going like, "What the hell?" and watching these guys fail. This is some late night gold.
You mean Ninja Warrior, not Most Extreme Elimination Challenge, right?
No, but that's all that was. So the show American Ninja Warrior, the original, because it looks like it was really changed a lot. And that's the other one that you mentioned, because there's several different ones where they're like being thrown into the water, or you got some weird things, and they make fun of them and burn them and stuff. That's how Ninja Warrior used to be. It used to be this comedic thing, where people,
really,
they weren't going to make it, but there were people that would train for it, and then it became Americanized and became this big, huge, serious thing. Kind of like American Gladiators, if you remember that was silly as all shit, but people took it serious. It was like professional wrestling.
American Gladiators is fucking sick. There's a channel, I think if you have like Pluto TV, which is one of those free TV kind of like apps or whatever, like Crackle or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
There is a American Gladiators channel that runs 24/7. It's just every episode of American Gladiators. Me and Lore, like last year during the pandemic, I think we watched every single episode of American Gladiators. I'm not even kidding.
That's awesome.
And in the early episodes, the safety protocol, because they didn't know what they were doing. It was all brand new. Like, what are these games? What are these obstacles? Like, it was like trial and error. So many injuries happened, like in the first season. Like, dudes were getting their shoulders separated and like broken bones and shit like that. They really like had to up.
There was no
safety.
training for it.
Exactly, because this is all brand new. Like, what the hell are we doing here? Shooting fucking balls out of a cannon at a guy that's crossing a fucking tightrope or something like that. But
that's how Ninja Warrior was until they changed it, and then people started training for it, and I don't even think they go do the original aggro crag or whatever they want to call it.
Now is that whack now that it's sort of like watered down? Was the original just better because you really think you don't know what's going to happen? It could be dangerous. Something might happen. Someone might get hurt. Was that part of the appeal?
I think so. It was like the goofiness of like you said, the other shows.
The goofiness, yeah.
The goofiness, people dressing up, and I don't know, and then you being made fun of, and obviously there's still a market for that because other shows come up from it. And this really reminds me of that. There's random things. It looks like a living room, and then you got a card, a computer desk, and you got a ref in there, man. You got a referee.
I know. Why is the ref in there? I guess so he can see if the fucking
cameraman is not going to be able to keep points himself, or the commentators. So I don't know.
True.
It's I don't know. I would watch this. I mean, last year during the pandemic, talking about watching weird shit. Chance and I, we stayed up late, couldn't find anything to watch, and we watched the sumo, the World Cup of sumo wrestling. You know,
Wow.
and it was
Now,
fucking dope.
where does that air? What channel is that on?
It was on a sports channel at like 3 a.m, and then
The
and then I
Ocho?
started getting him into. He's like, "What do you watch this late?" And like, well, and I was having sleeping issues, so I'd be up all night. Chance is a night owl too, you know, up all night.
Mhm.
And we're just watching random ass shit, and got tired of watching Adult Swim and all these weird, which blew his mind too, watching Aqua Teen Hunger Force. And he goes, "What?" He didn't like it at first. He's like, "This is fucking stupid." I go, "No, just wait. We're gonna find some golden stuff," and we're just going through there, and yeah, we're watching fucking sumo wrestling, you know, and it was fucking dope. But
He's
I don't know, it's
he's right
goofy.
about he's right about Aqua Teen. It is stupid. It's hilarious. I love Aqua Teen, but it is incredibly stupid. But it's also
Oh,
smart.
definitely.
It's like a self-aware kind of stupid, you know.
It's
Thank
dude,
you.
what? You're not able to sleep.
Yeah. Oh, it's perfect for late night stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's been like 20 years. Can you imagine? Like Aqua Teen was on TV like 20 years ago, and that was like young alternative animated comedy at the time, and now it's just ancient. It's so fucking old.
I feel like it was people maybe like our age or maybe like a little bit older than us, you know, like putting
Absolutely.
out, like getting jobs and like learning the skills and then making like, oh, I get to
Mhm.
make a TV show now. Like, all right, let's fucking do it.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to say
We can't
thank you
air
again
this
to
during the
Shazbot.
daytime.
Seriously, like first of all, it's too risque in some ways, and then first of all, the daytime Maury Povich The View audience is not going to. It's not going to. It's not gonna.
Imagine watching Aqua Teen Hunger Force after like Days of Our Lives or The Price is Right.
It's like that took a fucking left turn.
It's like everyone, all the kids are going to be at school. Like we're gonna aim this towards the stay-at-home mom,
The drunk wine moms. It's
right?
they're drunk. It might work. Yeah. Thank you, Shazbot, for sending that into the mailbag. Really appreciate it. Love checking out new sports. Love checking out whatever's in the mailbag. Anything weird, anything funny, send it on over, folks. Let's just remind everybody that you can send us whatever you like at morningaftertv@gmail.com. Go ahead and do that. We would appreciate it. It's good fun for us. We get to talk about stuff on the show, and you get to talk about it with us. That's the whole point. Joe, I like that you mentioned the aggro crag earlier. Shazbot noticed that too. Fuck yeah, guts. I would like to read about some of the things that might have happened on the set of Guts. Any accidents? Anything nefarious, possibly, that happened on the set of Guts? I'm curious. There's got to be something dirty. Something
There's
dirty
gotta
happened
be,
there with that fucker Mike O'Malley, the host. I remember you. He'd be like,
right?
"Spill your guts, Mo." Remember? Let's go to Mo. Mo.
I don't remember. Was Mo awesome?
Mo was cool. She was like she'd wear like a little referee's shirt, and she'd be like, "Well,
She had an
my
English accent.
green team is..." Yes, exactly. You know, she would quick little interviews, and she was like the on-field correspondent. She was great.
There you go.
Yeah. I think I have a crush on Mo. 25 years later. I think I'm now
What is
realizing.
Mo doing? That's what I want to know.
Yeah.
Where's
I think
Mo
I'm now
today?
realizing, where is Mo? What does she do? Does she... Somebody find me her at. What is Mo's at? Let's go
Did
down
they try
to
to bring
Mo.
back
Mo.
Guts too?
Did they?
They tried to bring that back,
Oh. Did they?
and I don't think it worked out very well.
No, of course not. If you don't have the chemistry between Mike O'Malley and Mo, you're not going to have a show. It ain't just about
it's
the
hard to
aggro
recreate.
crag. Hello, Save and Quit. That's the man
Ooh.
right there. Save and Quit. Great Twitch streamer. And good friend, former Zombie Holocaust bass player, William Whitaker. Save and Quit. Check him out. I had a crush on Mo's accent. I think that's it.
But just
Yeah.
not her, just her accent.
Absolutely.
Like, damn.
Nah, she's a babe. I've seen Guts recently. I think 25 years later I've developed a crush on Mo. So I'm gonna need her folks. Super sleuths out there, find me her Yeah, she was the sugar to Mike O'Malley's salt on Guts. Yeah.
I can taste that in my mouth.
Oh boy. Anyway, it's been a fun show. Haven't thought about the aggro crag in a while. God, I wanted a piece of that aggro crag so bad. Didn't you? It was like a
That one. What's the other show that was the Safari one too? I want to do both of them.
Legends of the Hidden Temple.
Both of them. I always thought I was gonna be on those shows. I think that was the appeal for the kids.
Okay, this just in.
I could do that.
This just in. Mo is doing voice acting. She did voice acting in Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Mo,
I want to see
so
a picture
proud
of her Mo ass though. Like, why is she only doing voice acting?
So her name's Moira Quirk. Moira. Quirk. I like that last name.
She's a little quirky.
I guess she was a little quirky. Let's bring up a picture of Mo. Dominique, can you bring up a picture of Mo? Mo! There she is. What up, Mo? Yeah. Dark-haired English babe, for sure. Oh, and then the psychotic Mike O'Malley. There he is. So you need this contrast, you know?
But I want to see what Mo looks like today. How come it's all old pictures?
Mo Guts. Let's just search for Mo Guts. All Moira Quirk, actress. I don't know when that was taken, but it looks more recent. Okay. Hi, Mo. I hope one day you watch our show and you can join us, and maybe you could do the voiceover intro or something like that. I know you're watching.
Right? I see you, girl.
There's Mo.
Shaking that accent.
She was good fun, and she got closer to that piece of the aggro crag than I'll ever get. So
one day.
Well, that was good fun. Joe, what's going on today with you, man? You got the day off. You don't have to sail to work in that crazy rainstorm. You got anything going on today?
Other than taking a little bit of a trip to the Bay Area to drop my kid off, I got band practice with a new group of guys that I've mentioned before. We are doing covers to these guys want to have the idea of doing covers and just getting into, I don't want to say the bar scene, but performing to make some money. And these guys are, they're our age, but they're music educators and different things like that. So my interest is just cracking into the music scene over here. I need a drummer. I'm always looking for interesting musicians to play with. And these guys are definitely interesting. And I'm like, all right, if this is what that looks like, it's just kind of filling my time during while the world's still stumbling along. Because I never really had any interest in playing covers.
Yeah, I was just going to ask that. Are you happy to be in this band, or are you just trying to get out there and get some reps again?
I'm just trying to. I mean, I've been playing. I still play a lot, Nick. So the Big Blind is doing things. I do some volunteer work too for a couple of groups up here, and then I got that. So it's a little bit of both. I'm not quite 100% sure, but I figured it'd be.
Sorry,
it would be good for my chops.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The more reps, the better.
Right.
As far as covers go, in this band you're playing some covers. What is your favorite cover that this band plays? And then what is the one that you're like, oh fuck, I do not want to play this at all. I hate this song and I hate playing bass on it. The bass line sucks. It's boring as hell. So we'll start with the positive. What is a cover song that this band plays that you're excited to play?
So
what is the
most of
worst
the music is most of the music is like 90s alternative, like the top 40, you know. So
Okay.
which I came up listening to that.
Okay.
And as I get older, you know, listening to Live 105 and all that stuff, and as I get older, I'm finding myself liking a lot of that stuff that I didn't even like back then. So, but to
Yeah.
answer your question, we cover Sublime's Santeria, and I just that's a bass player that I've always really enjoyed listening to, you know, and always wishing. I'm not a bass player that holds it down, you know. I'm you know, as you know, and others might, you know, I take all like almost like 90% of the bass like out of my frequency and try to make it sound like a guitar. So to actually play the low end is quite different and quite fun and very challenging for me. And yeah, I think that's my most favorite right now to do.
Yeah, lots of cool bass lines and Sublime stuff with that reggae
Right.
influence.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, so
and then my least
what's one that you
favorite-
definitely don't want to play?
Sympathy for the Devil.
Oh. Yeah.
And it's been a drag learning it, but once we actually get together and play it, you know, it's been fun, you know, because it's just guitars and drums and the bass, you know, so it's not
tambourine, a lot of tambourine in that song.
right, you know.
It's
So
like the
and
cowbell on Don't Fear the Reaper. It's like so much tambourine.
So I mean, it's been fun. There's again, it's that I enjoy the challenge because, like, especially with things like that, I can't play bass the way that I normally would. Like if I even try to pepper it up the way Big Joe would pepper it up, it doesn't fit. My runs don't fit with this shit. So it makes me, you know, it's like reading a book for education. You know, like when you're reading a book, like, man, I'm not interested in this. But when you actually finish the book, you're like, all right, I read that book, moving on. You know, I feel like learning these songs, like, all right, I learned how to play Sympathy for the Devil. There's another one. It's a Bob Marley song. And there's some cool stuff in it, things I don't do. It hasn't been fun learning it, but it's been fun playing it with them.
Wow. Yeah, because I know you like to pepper these bass lines. You like to put your salt and a pepper on the bass line.
You know, and when you're playing in a cover band, you can't really do that.
No, because the crowd wants to hear it as it is, like on the record.
Yep.
Man, I just feel like this has got to be torture for you.
No, it's fun to play. I enjoy being loud. I enjoy hanging out and the jokes with the new people. And like I said, I'm driving to Sacramento, meeting new guys. I just met a drummer that I think would do good in a project that I'm working on. And it's fun to go out there and just plug in and play. You know, just the homework with it is not that fun. But again, I get to bring my little ukulele bass into the jail, and in my downtime at my job, I learn these songs.
Smart, man. Getting paid.
Right. Getting paid. Learned. Live 105 music.
You're doing, and rest in peace to Live 105. I heard that that's either going to end or has already ended. I'm not in the Bay Area, so I don't know. But I was a Live 105 kid. I thought No Name was the fucking coolest dude in the world. I'd listen to him every afternoon. I just listened to Live 105 all the time. In the morning, at nighttime, I'd listen to Loveline. I loved Live 105, and I was very sad that it's going away, even though I don't even live in the Bay Area and I don't really listen to the radio anymore. Just felt like a piece of me died. Just sad. Yeah.
I was a big Live 105 person myself. You know, I still have actually, I just gave it away. I have a tape cassette player that had a Live 105 sticker, and it was a Rage Against the Machine sticker that said Live 105 underneath it.
So cool.
And you know,
So cool.
I gave that to a friend who had a box of cassette tapes, and she had no way of playing it.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, I got one in my car.
Yeah.
and she had these really cool rare tapes that no one's ever seen the light of day, and yeah, I gave it to her.
Do you have any cassette tapes? Did you give all your cassette tapes away, or do you still have some?
I have some, but
Yeah.
they were all recent purchases. My very first car was had a tape deck in it, so like I had some good ones. I had
Yeah.
Justice for All. I had Peace Cells, and also the first recording of Killing Is My Business and Business Is Good. And I really enjoyed listening to tapes because it wasn't like a CD to where it would pick up or it would bring you back, or you could move tracks. I mean, some tape decks were smart where you could like fast forward and would know when it's a new song. But you just didn't know where you were in the CD or the tape. You just plug it in, you'd go. So it'd make me listen to the CD backwards.
I like tapes. Not obviously, there are many better ways to listen to music, but I like them, and I just I think it was Vindicator. Vindicator posted something like, "Hey, do you guys buy tapes?" You know what I mean? Just trying to feel out the audience. Like, what do you think about tapes? Like, do you buy them? Do you like them? And my response was like, I look at them like toys, like collectors kind of like items. Obviously I'm not going to listen to the music on the tape. There's much better ways to listen to music, just for practical reasons, and sonically, just tapes are not the best way to listen to music. But they're cool. They're like little toys. It's like a collector's thing. I would totally buy a tape from a band if it came out in 2021. I totally would. I have done it before.
Right.
Do you have any interest in keeping these toys, these collectibles around, if you look at it that way?
Yeah. So I mean, I do have a stack of tapes.
Yeah.
That my tape player doesn't really work that well, so it will speed things up, kind of like putting the record player on the wrong timing.
Yes.
So I have the most recent one I got was a Three Towers tape.
Me too.
They released something, and I had bought their stuff, and I think the boys saw my name on there, and they just threw a bunch of stuff in there, and I got some cassette tapes, and
me too.
but it was all of it's like from recent bands. I don't think I have any of my older stuff because since that old car, I've moved several times, and if I do, I don't think I had them when I packed. So because I still got boxes that that are sitting in the garage filled with comic books and all these. I'm a collector. I love collecting, and I got toys.
I hear you like
and
to
just
collect
different
other
things,
people's
and,
comic
they're
books
up there
too.
Next to my I do, man. Don't lend me your stuff, because you're not going to get it back.
It happens. It happens.
It does. I had this one comic book that I love the story of so much. It's called Saga.
Uh-huh.
And I would buy it, and I loved it so much I would lend it to people. And there's like 10, remember who I lend it to, because I'd be like, "Hey JP, you want to read a dope ass stories? It's like pretty much Game of Thrones mixed with Star Wars. It's like, you want to read something fucking awesome? Check this out." And then they'd never give it back, and I don't even remember who I gave it to last.
I'm pretty sure we've all lost something and gained something that exact way. So I think it evens out. It evens out.
I felt like I did the universe right by giving out my stuff and forgetting all about it.
Exactly. You pocket someone's Bic lighter, someone pockets your Bic lighter. That's just the way it. The world. It's yin yang. It's yin yang.
I've done it. I found a way to keep my lighters. I put rubber bands on them.
It's awkward, right?
It becomes a conversation piece after that. They're like, "Whoa, what? Why do you have? Oh, by the way, give that back." And they're like, "Oh yeah," like it wasn't just a lighter that they thought was theirs. They're like, "What's up with this fucking rubber band?" I used to put hair ties on them when I tie my beard.
That's smart. You gotta hold on to your stuff, your belongings, because people will pocket them, Joe. It's a crazy world out there.
Right. I'm trying to be more minimalistic now, especially after moving, and planning to move again, hopefully within the next couple of years. I don't want to move all that junk into another garage.
Right.
So I'm working on selling my stuff off and donating my stuff.
Okay, minimalistic. No more lighters. When you want flame, you sort of take 2 sticks and then you sort of like, just rub them together and then you've got flame.
I'm a rock guy. Just
Oh. Yeah, the spark. Boom.
yeah.
Yeah. I'm a survivor man. Yeah. I know all this stuff.
Right.
Yeah. Well, Joe, that was fun. What do you say we wrap it up? It's been a great show. A bit of a long show. Got an hour and 40 minutes. Wow. Yeah. I came into this episode thinking I don't really have much to talk about today. Turns out we almost filled up 2 hours. Sorry about that, everyone.
Well, thank you for listening to everybody who listened to our BS, who's still around or gonna listen to it. Thanks to the future you.
Oh, I love that. Yes, someday they will listen to this. Maybe tomorrow, maybe the next day. Fuchs, if you want to hear Big Joe talk some more, you can go at Big Joe 616. Go ahead and follow him. Follow me at JP_SRB. Here's the important one. Follow The Morning After at The Morning After TV on Instagram. Please follow us. Subscribe. It doesn't fucking matter if you do or don't, but apparently if a bunch of people follow us, that's good. I would appreciate it. Go ahead and give us a follow if you're watching on Twitch, YouTube, Facebook. It really helps, apparently. Oh, yeah, that's what this one's for. Follow/subscribe for more The Morning After. As always, this episode is sponsored by Trilogy brand medicated beef jerky. Trilogy 123 beef jerky. This episode is also sponsored, now this is serious, by thewarriorroom.com. Stuck at home, don't feel like going to the gym because stuff is icky. Fair enough. Go to thewarriorroom.com. You can get your boot camp sessions, yoga sessions, nutritional advice, all that stuff from the comfort of your own home via Zoom. Very affordable boot camp sessions starting at $10. That is ridiculously cheap. You don't believe me? Go see how much a boot camp drop-in cost is at your local gym. It's going to be more than $10. So check out thewarriorroom.com. I really appreciate that. Folks, one more time, send it back out there angry. Send us an email, morningaftertv@gmail.com. Okay? I appreciate that. Big Joe, it's been fun. Anything else you want to mention? Any plugs you got? Anything you want to advertise before we say goodbye?
Everything else I'm working on right now is top secret.
Mm-hmm.
It'll see the light of day very soon.
Okay.
But anything fun happening? I don't think so, man.
Okay, a little mystery. I like that.
I'm gonna save it for next week.
Okay.
Right, Mr. E.
Mystery. You have been the man of mystery on this show. You've got mystique to you. What city is he going to be in? What's going to be behind? What Cliff Burton shirt is he going to be wearing? Stuff like that.
Not today.
Motorhead. Yeah, man. All right. Well, Joe, it's been fun. Let's have a safe Halloween, everyone. Check your candy, because I'm putting razor blades in that shit. Okay? And just kidding. Guys, everyone be safe, okay? It's going to be a wild weekend, I'm sure. Halloween is this Sunday, so as I said, just take care of yourself, take care of your loved ones. Watch The Morning After with JP and Big Joe. Check out all of our back episodes. And for Big Joe, I'm JP. We will see you next week, 11 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, right here. Twitch.tv/YoungPopeTV. We'll see you guys later. Have a good day.